Okay, let's see. ABC company produces product X by completing 3 processes. In September, 75,000 of kilograms were introduced to process 1, and the cost of it was rupees 750,000. Direct labor cost and the production overhead cost borne during the month were rupees 525,000. Then and 225,000 respectively. You are required to prepare the process 1 account and other relevant accounts for following situation each. මේ අවස්ථාව සඳහා අපි ගිණුම් සකස් කළ යුතුයි. Let's see first case. Here you can identify in first case. Sorry. In first case, you can identify input 75,000, output 75,000. Input එකට output එක සමානයි. Input equals to the output. That means we are not having any losses. Here it has been mentioned, even we are not having normal losses. In a simple case, we are not having, even we are not predicting any losses. ඒ කියන්නේ අර මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්ව උදාහරණ වගේ මහනකොට රෙදි කෑල්ල බිමට වැටෙන්නේවත් නැහැ. මීටරයක් දුන්නාම කන්ටෙන්ට් එක මීටරේම තියනවා කියන කතාව තමයි පළවෙනි අවස්ථාවේදී කියයි. Okay, so let's record first one. So already I will put here, this is the situation number 1. Situation number 1. Draft a process account like this. So here 75,000 inputs, 75,000 outputs. Here direct material cost, it started from the 75,000 of raw materials were introduced. Then direct material we can insert from debit side. Description, direct material 75,000 kilograms, value of that 750,000. Then direct labor cost 525,000, overhead cost 225,000. Now you can insert that cost also. Direct labor 525,000, production overheads 225,000. Then in the sum it's saying output is 75,000. In case of process accounts, first of all you need to balance the quantity columns. ඔයාලා මුලින්ම quantity columns balance කරගන්න. දැන් මේකේ process කීපකින් යන නිසා I will put this as process 2. මේක process 2 එකටනේ මාරු වෙන්නේ 75,000 kilogram. Now you can see the quantity columns have been balanced for 75,000 kilogram. And quantity columns 75,000ට balance වෙලා තියෙනවා. Now we need to calculate the cost of a processed unit. Okay, cost of a processed unit. Cost of a processed unit equals production cost of a process divided by expected units. I will come to this expected units concept. Here expected units in the sense, in this particular case 75,000. But if we predicting, then මේකේ නම් දාන ඔක්කොම එළියට එනවනේ. But if we predicting some wastage, කියන්නේ බිම වැටෙයි කියලා අපි හිතනවා නම්, අපි හිතමු 100ට 10ක් බිම වැටෙනවා කියලා. ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ 100යි, 100ට 10ක් බිම වැටෙනවා කියලා. Okay, we are predicting some wastage. At that time, expected units may be 90. That means input minus normal loss. Input minus normal loss. Here, expecting units equals inputs minus normal loss. Here, we are not having any normal losses. මේකේ අපිට අපතේ යනවා කියලා සාමාන්‍යයෙන්වත් දීලා නැහැ. Then production cost we can get total of here. මෙතන total එකනේ. නම් total එක ගන්න අපිට මේක එකතුව කෙලින්ම ගත්ත හැකි. දැන් balance අපිට වෙන දත් නේව නැති නිසා entries නැති නිසා 1.5 million. 1.5 million. Then production cost of the process 1.5 million divided by expected units 75,000 kilograms. Then cost of a processed units equals to rupees 20. Rupees 20. Then here value you can put එක ඒකකයක් 75000යි kilogram 75000ක් තියෙනවා එකක් 20 ගානේ. Then 75,000 into 20 we can multiply. ඔයාලට හිතෙන්න පුළුවන් ඇයි මේක හෙව්වේ balance එක ගන්න පුළුවන් නේ කියලා. While you are doing, you may identify why I did this. ඔයාලා කරනකොට ඔයාලට තේරෙයි ඇයි මේක මම කරේ මෙහෙම කියලා. Okay, this is the situation number 1. Okay, prepare this, take this. Okay, now I will move to the case 2. Case 2. Now here input 75,000, output 60. And we are having normal loss of 15, actual loss also 15. That means normal loss equals to the actual loss. That means no any abnormal losses. Actual loss එකයි normal loss එකයි සමාන වුනහම abnormal losses gains නැහැනේ. That means here no abnormal losses or abnormal gains. And output 60. All other information as previous case. මේකේ වගේම තමයි. Okay. Now let's start. Have prepare a process 1 account. This is situation number 2. So first let's put the production cost. Direct material, we are starting with that. 75,000 kilograms, value of it is 750 rupees. Then direct labor cost 525 rupees. Then production overhead cost 225,000 rupees. Then here you can see output is 60. Therefore we are transferring 60 to process 2 account. Okay, 60,000 kilograms. Then process 2 account 60,000 kilograms, and we are having a normal loss of 15,000. Normal loss 15,000. 15,000. So normal loss එක අපි දාන්නේ මේ පැත්තේ. We are putting normal loss in here. Okay, 15,000. Here keep in mind if we are selling the straps, normal loss can be matter if we are selling those, we are putting the value here. අපි මේ normal loss එකට value එකක් දාන්නේ අපි ඒවා විකුණනවා නම් විතර. අපි විකුණන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒවට value එකක් දාන්නේ නැහැ. In the here you can identify no strap value. No strap value. Strap එක විකුණන්නේ නැහැ. Therefore we are not putting any value to normal loss. අපි මේ බිම තියෙන ඒවා විකුණනවා නම් ඒවට value එකක් දානවා. Here we are not putting the value. Now as we did in the earlier, let's do the finalizing part. First we need to balance the quantity columns. Here you can see now it is balanced, it has balanced. Now let's calculate the cost of a processed unit. Cost of a processed unit equals production cost of the process divided by expected good units. Here they are expecting 15,000 wastage, that is known as normal loss, and total cost of this process is, as we did calculated in the earlier sum, it's 1.5 million. Then here we can calculate expected goods. Here input minus normal loss, input minus expected loss. Otherwise here input 75,000, normal loss 15,000. Then divide 1.5 million by 60 kilograms. Then cost of a processed unit, so kilogram equals to rupees 25. Then 25 into 60,000, 1.5 million. It's balanced. Take this. Take this. Now, case 3. Here we are having 75,000 inputs. 54,000 is the output. Normal loss 15,000, actual loss is 21,000. That means actual loss is greater than the normal loss. Actual loss is greater than the normal loss. Actual loss is greater than the normal loss. So 21,000. That means there is an abnormal loss. Here first let's record the basic things. All the other things are looks like say earlier one. Here we are going to record the situation number 3. Here direct material 75,000 kilograms. Value of that is 750,000 rupees. Direct labor cost 525,000 rupees. Production overhead cost 225,000 rupees. In this particular case, we have transferring to process account to 54,000 units and normal loss is there. අපි දැන් දන්නවා normal loss එකට මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. Normal loss is 15,000 and normal loss 15,000. We have identified that actual loss as the normal loss. $15,000 actual loss here actual loss is 21,000 actual loss 21,000. Then here we can identify we are having 6,000 worth of abnormal loss. Can actual loss එකට normal loss එකට වඩා වැඩි abnormal loss එක. It can be record here. ඒ කියන්නේ වැඩිපුර අපත කියපු ටික. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වුණාට වඩා වැඩිපුර අපත කියපු. මේව මතක තියාගන්න පුතේ මෙතනදී අර වැඩිපුර බිමට වැටුණා කියන එක නෙමෙයි. Here we are assuming that some damaged items other than that normal wastage, some damaged items. Normally in production processes some damages can be happen. Okay, here we are assuming that we have incurred total cost related to the damaged items, and at end of the process we have identified end of the process of this process account particular process, we have identified that damaged item, and we are assuming that while we are when we are identifying the damaged items, we have incurred total cost related to that particular items. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි process එක අවසානයේදී තමයි මේ damaged items හඳුනාගන්නේ wastage එක විදිහට. අපි ඒ වෙනුවෙන් දරන්න තියෙන වියදම මේ වෙනකොට දරලා ඉවරයි. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි හිතමු උදාහරණයක් විදිහට ඔයාලා මෙහෙම හිතන්න. මේ shirt එක process එකේ එනකොට මේ shirt එකේ දරන්න ඕනේ ඔක්කොම ඒවා දරලා පාර්සල් කරලා ඉවර වෙලා අපි note කරනවා මේකේ මේ වැඩිපුර කට් එකක් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියලා. එතකොට ඒ වෙනකොට මේක දරපානේ අඩුයි. දරන තියෙන පිළිවෙල දරලා ඉවරයි. Okay, then we have to consider as a abnormal loss. Okay, I will show. Then here we can put abnormal losses 6,000. First let's balance the quantity columns. Here 75,000, here 54,675. Now let's calculate cost of per unit. Here total cost of the process 75,000 divided by expected good units. Expected good units in the sense inputs minus normal loss. Here still 15,000. Then 75,000 divided by 60. As we calculate earlier, our cost of a processed unit is 25,000. Then here we are not selling the normal loss. Then here we are not getting any value for here. Value for the process transferring output, that means good output, we can calculate 54,000 into 25. That means 1350000. As I told to you, here we are assuming that we are incurring the all the cost. We are assuming that we have incurred all the cost related to these abnormal loss items. Therefore, cost of this particular item which we can be calculated as the way which we did in the we did to calculate the cost of this proper goods. අපි මේ සලකා බලපු ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ ඒකක වෙනුවෙන් දරපු පිරිවැයටම මේකත් value කරන්න පුළුවන්. Then 6000 into 25, 6000 into 25 in the sense 150,000. Here you know this is the, that means P2 in the sense process 2 transferring in the sense this one debt into process 2 account, make a haraveනවා process 2 account එකට. This one abnormal loss one we should record in abnormal loss account. You can have abnormal loss account. Process 1 account has been debit as 150,000. Then abnormal loss account credit as process 1 account 150,000. Here 6,000 kilograms. 150,000. At the end of the period, we can balance this account. We can balance this account and transfer in the balance to charge against the revenue as this is additional expense. Then 150,000. එතකොට මේකේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? මේක නිෂ්ක්‍රාමානික පාඩු, නිෂ්ක්‍රාමානික අලාභ, නිෂ්ක්‍රාමානික අලාභ දැන් process 1 account එකට බැර වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් නිෂ්ක්‍රාමානික අලාභ කිනුමක් අහලා නිෂ්ක්‍රාමානික අලාභ කිනුමට ඒක හර කරන්න කාල පරිච්ඡේදයේ අවසානයේදී මේ ගාන අපි වෙනත් වියදමක් විදිහට P&L එකෙන් charge කරගෙන දාන්න. Okay, then get the total. If we are correct, our balance should be equal here 1.5 million, here 1.5 million. Take this, and if you have any doubts, you can ask. Here production cost 1.5. මම හරියට අරන් තියෙන ඔබට වැරදි ඇත්ත බල. Take this. Now situation number 4. Here you can see input 75,000, output 60,000, normal loss and actual loss equal. That means we are not having any abnormal losses, but here we are having the scrap value. That means here we can solve out the scrap value. හරියට ටේලර් මහත්තයා එයාගේ ළඟ බිම වැටෙන රෙදි කෑලි ටික පාවිසි ගන්න මිනිස්සෙක්ට විකුණනවා වගේ බිම වැටෙන අවුට්පුට් එක බිම වැටෙන වේස්ටේජ් එක අපත විකුණන්න පුළුවන්ලු එළියට ඒකකයක් රුපියල් 10 ගන්න. මෙතන නම් කිලෝ එකක් රුපියල් 10 ගන්න. Okay, now let's record this. Situation number 4. First records the things available. Direct material cost. Quantity 75,000 kilograms. 75,000 kilograms. Value of that is 750,000. Direct labor 525,000. Production overheads 225,000. There is output transfer into process 2 account 60,000 and normal loss is 15,000 kilograms. Now we can check whether our quantity columns are equal or not. Yes, those are equal to 75,000. Now here, these 15,000 scraps or the normal loss, we can sold out for 10 rupees each. That means value of the normal loss is 150,000. We can have a different scrap account for this scrap account. Until we selling out these things, api mewa vikunanaka, these scraps we can identify as asset account temporary. So process 2, no, process 1 scraps 150,000. When we are selling these, let's say we have sold at that time, cash book debit, scrap account credit. අපි හිතමු මුදලට විකුණුවා කියලා. එහෙම වුණාම cash book එක debit වෙලා scrap account එක credit වෙනවා. Then here we can calculate the cost of unit processed. Total cost already we identify. Total cost of the process is 1.5 million. Then cost of unit processed equals to total cost belongs to this process. That means simply 1.5 million divided by expected good units. Expected good units in the sense inputs minus normal loss. Here input 75,000 minus normal loss 15,000. That means 1.5 million divided by 60. 1.5 million divided by, oh sorry. Here another point is there. I will note that. Here the thing is, by selling this normal loss, we can earn 150. That tailor can sold out the wastage and that earning can be used to cover the cost of that particular work. බිම වැටෙන රෙදි ටික විකුණන ටේලර්ට ඒකෙන් එන ආදායමෙන් එයාගේ පිරිවැය ආවරණය කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So if we are having a sales value for the scrap, if we are having a sales value for the scrap, I will delete all these things. If we are having a sales values for the scrap, we can use that sales income of the scrap to cover the cost of the process. So if we are having a selling value for the scrap, cost of unit processed, cost of unit processed can be calculated. Now here we are assuming scrap selling income are using to cover the expenses of this process. So at that time production cost of the process minus scrap sales value should be divided by expected expected units. මොකද්ද උපකල්පනය? අපි සොන්බුන් විකුණලා උත්පාදනය කරගන්න ආදායම අපේ මේ process එක තුල පෙරසරිය තුල වියදම් ආවරණය කරගන්න උපයෝගී කරගන්න වාගේම උපකල්පනයේ ඉඳගෙන ඒකකයක පිළිවෙල ගණනය කරනකොට 1.5 මිලියන් ආපු වියදමෙන් අපි අර ආදායම අඩු කරලා අපේක්ෂිත හොඳ ඒකක ගානින් බෙදනවා. Here basic assumption is we are assuming that the income which we earn through scrap selling are using to cover the cost of this process. So here production cost is 1.5 million. Scrap value we identified as 150,000 divided by expected good units, in the sense 75,000 minus normal loss 15,000. Then just 22 rupees and 50 cents. 22 rupees and 50 cents. 22 rupees and 50 cents. Then we can multiply the 60,000 by 22 rupees and 50 cents. Value may be 1350. බලන්න ගුණ කර balance වෙන්න 1350 end load. Then this may balance to 1.5 million. Take this. Okay. Next one. Situation number 5. Input 75,000, output 54,000, normal loss 15,000, actual loss 21,000, scrap value rupees 10. Now in this movement we are having the abnormal losses, as now you can identify. Here normal loss is less than the actual loss. That means there is additional wastage that is known as abnormal loss. At the same time we can sort out the scraps too. Okay, let's record situation number 5. Direct material 75,000 kilograms, value of it is 750,000. Direct labor 525,000. Production overheads 225,000. Then output has been given as 54,000 kilograms. Normal loss is 15,000. Actual loss here, normal loss 15,000, actual loss 21,000. That means 6,000 abnormal loss. And At the same time, we can solve out. Oh yes, let's put that one first. Abnormal loss, you know the way of now recording. Abnormal loss 6,000. Now you can see all the quantity columns are balancing for 75,000 kilograms. 75,000 kilograms. And let's go for value column now. Here, normal loss can be sold out for 10 rupees per kilogram. That means value of it is 150,000. Then we can have a scrap account. Scrap account. Process one account credit. So scrap account should be debit as P1. Here 150,000. Okay, units. 15,000 units. Now let's calculate first the cost of a unit processed. So here total cost we can identify within the process 1.5 million. So as we are having scrap selling income, we can deduct that 150,000. Expected good units still 75,000 minus 15,000 expected good units. බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන හොඳ එක. Then answer would be, as we got earlier, rupees 22.50. Then we can multiply the value here, 54,000 into 22.5. Then it's 1215,000. Then I explained to you earlier, here we are assuming total cost of abnormal unit, that more abnormal loss unit equals to a cost of a good product. Then this one also we can multiply by 22.5. Then value would be 135,000. Now the value column also balanced, and this amount we can record in a abnormal loss account. Abnormal loss account, process one account credit, so abnormal loss account should be debit as Prof P1, 135,000. Is that? Yes. Sorry. Now here one matter is there. We expected a scrap value of 150. We expected the wastage of 15,000 kilograms, but actually it were 21,000. Based on that expectation, already we have recorded the scrap as 150,000, but that additional wastage also can be sold out. Then 15,000කටනේ අපි scrap account එකට වෙන් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් 15,000ට අමතරව තව 6,000ක් අපතේ ගියානේ. අර මේ ෂර්ට් කැපුණේව. ඒවත් කිලෝ ගානට විකුණන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙනම් abnormal loss එක ආයෙත් අපිට අඩු කරගන්න පුළුවන් නේද? We can reduce the abnormal loss. Why? still we are selling, we have recorded only 15,000 wastage, but we are having another 6,000. තව 6,000ක් තියෙනවා අපිට විකුණන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක දැනට තියෙන්නේ abnormal loss account එක. So that one we can transfer to the scrap account. 6,000 into 10 මේ 6,000ක් 10 ගානේ විකුණන්න පුළුවන්. So transfer that amount, then we can reduce the abnormal loss. So scrap account debit, abnormal loss account credit. 6,000 into අපි 10 ගානේ නේද විකුණන්නේ? කීය ගන්න? Yes, 6,000 into 10, that means 60,000. Then scrap account credit as abnormal loss 60,000. Then when we are selling these 210, let's assume we have paid these for cash 210,000. Then cash account debit, scrap account credit 210,000. Then abnormal loss account balance, I think it's 75,000 now. That one can be transferred to P&L account, profit and loss account. මොකද්ද උනේ? 15,000යි අපතේ යන්නේ කියලා හිතලා 1,50,000ක් scrap account එකට දානවා. 1,50,000ක් scrap account එකට දැම්මට 15,000ට වඩා තව 6,000ක් අපතේ යනවා. අන්න ඒ 6,000ත් අපිට විකුණන්න පුළුවන්. මේ වැඩිපුර අපතේ යාමේ loss එක අපි වාර්තා කරලා තියෙනවා 1,35,000ක්. ඒ loss එකෙන් කොටසක් අපිට ආවරණය කරගන්න පුළුවන් මේව පිටට විකුණලා. එහෙනම් 6,000 අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් විකුණනවා කියලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ 10 ගානේ. එහෙනම් 6,000 ගුණ කිරීම 10. scrap account එකට මාරු කරන්න. scrap account debit, abnormal loss account credit. So we decreased our loss. We covered part of our loss by selling out those scraps. So we have to transfer to the P&L account 75,000. Then scrap value will be increased by 60,000. Then we can earn 210,000. Got the point? Yes.